I'm here with Big Will Fleury, who's going to be fighting in October. It's been a while since we've seen him fight. Obviously, he fought last time. He had the injured hand. He's been calling for a number one contender fight. He's got it. It's going to be coming up in Germany. So, how are you? How is the hand? And how did it feel to win your last fight via submission and with obviously the injury going into it?
Well, it felt good to win. Um, it was a pretty shitty 2 weeks beforehand, just with the injury, with all that, and like I think it's the first time I've had that real like, what the fuck are you doing here type of feeling in quite a while. Which warming up, I was like, yeah, this is probably fucking dumb. Um, and the first few times you fight, you kind of have that feeling of like, what the fuck am I doing? This retarded. Like, why am I doing this shit with my life? Whereas like it's a different buzz a little bit because look, obviously the reason I'm there is like it's a fucking career at this stage. But you're like, are you jeopardizing everything for the sake of just not wanting to fucking pull out? And yeah, you kind of are, but at that stage, like, look, I'm fucking 35. I've just come back off the pan and all that shit. So I was like, just get in and make it happen tonight. And I look deep down, the reason, like, I'm trying to be all humble and shit, but I was like, sure, I can beat this cunt anyway. And I did. So great. Like that was fun. That was like a good fucking, I felt like it allowed me to show myself who I was again and be like, yeah, you're very fucking mentally solid. You're that cunt who'll go in there and do it no regardless. And like, yeah, I had a few fucking moments of like, oof, man, what the fuck? But all in all, I was like, man, you're gonna get into a cage with a guy and he's gonna try and kill you and you're gonna fucking survive. You're gonna be grand. This is like who you are. And it was fun. It was like getting to show yourself that again is like, okay, I haven't had like, I used to have those sessions sparring and London shoot and like places like that where it's like, yeah, you're a lot fucking crazier than you thought you were. And this was one of those again, a little bit where you get to be like, yeah, you're fucking mental in a good way of like, that my hand was proper fucked. Like it was real. I couldn't like I could close a fist decently well, but I couldn't base. I couldn't like use even I couldn't flex my forearm proper. So I couldn't do like those kind of movements 100% just because of the amount of swelling and like all the muscles that just start seizing up. So it was bad, but like fuck it. You do what you do and you got in there and whooped ass anyway, so worked out.
Yeah, no, and like that, you getting the finish as well. Was the finish something you wanted to get because of the hand, or were you like just whatever way the fight went, it went, or were you looking for the finish, or did it just present itself as it did?
Finish is always something you're looking for, like, but I think it was more the fact that he came out so aggressive and as soon as we started striking, there was holes there. I caught him a really good liver kick near the end of that round, and I was amazed he managed to stay standing. But then, like when I dropped him with that hand. But I think it was the liver kick that really did the damage before that. Like, so I caught him two liver kicks, but one of them really landed. I could feel it like go through. I felt it like lifting him a little bit, and I was amazed that he stayed up. But then once I clipped and he was down on the ground there, I was like, oh, he's fucked. I said, if there was another 5 seconds left in that round, it was over. He was like fully shelled up and just taking damage at that stage. And I like even watching it back, the ref was kind of close to like stepping in a few times there. Smolin was screaming in the corner, just go, go, elbows, elbows, like. And I think, yeah, he's right. Like, if I just landed one or two like fairly vicious elbows within that sequence, I think the ref would have been forced to jump in. But fuck it, look, I got him finished this. So sorry. After that, I knew I was like, yeah, I have him. He like even just his body language getting up off the floor. I was like, he's fucked because that liver shot fucked him. Like, and look, he was aggressive. I want to finish everybody, man. This is the game. Like, but he presented an opportunity and I took it. Like,
Yeah, that's you actually answered the question I was just about to ask. Like when you finish around like that, what are you like going back into your corner? What's your coach is saying? What's your kind of mindset? Like, are you like that? You seen his body language? Are you going right? This is going to be over fairly quickly in the next round. Is that what's going through your mind?
yeah, there's a sense of like satisfaction in like I've just fucked you, and you know it, I know it, and now we're gonna go back out there, and you let the guy feel that too. So like as soon as the ref stopped me in that round, I gave him like two little passes. I was like, "You got 60 seconds, mate," and I stood up off him and walked back to the corner. And like, it's important I let him know, like, yeah, I know you're fucked too. So there's no window here if you're like, I'm just coming back at you straight away. It's going to be the exact same fucking thing. And Yeah, look, he felt that because you could see he was nervous as fuck at the start of the second round, and like he was bollocksed. So it's cool. Like I love that. That's the part of fighting I really enjoy. Like, that's the really like satisfying bit. Like
Yeah, no, like that. You when you won that fight, obviously with the one hand, a lot of people were saying like because you'd come into the division like and you'd done it like that, that they wanted to kind of a lot of the media and fans alike wanted to kind of push you towards the title. But obviously after one fight, they probably didn't want to. But you're fighting Pavel
I
now.
love that. I would have
Like
taken that fight.
what?
No bother. Like I'd love that title fight now. If the next fight was for the title, I'd be delighted. I think the first fight could have been for the fucking title, to be honest. And like, look, I understand that they're not going to do that. They've got a pretty big promotion here and they're running it quite well. They have to build things up a little bit, and they probably want somebody from Central Europe to be like the main guy. And Carlos is that right now. Carlos is probably their biggest star overall. So their biggest star is in my division, but he's planning on retiring. Um, I feel like if I can come in and smash a few boys pretty impressively, which I've done once already, but if they allow me to build a few more with this guy Langer, I think it's an ideal opportunity to go out there and smash somebody else and like do it in front of 60,000 people. You know, the window's like opening. And like if you keep kicking it down, it's only gonna become a bigger and bigger fucking chance of that happening. Like so I hope Carlos doesn't retire. I hope I do get to fight him because if he vacates the belt, I'm probably the next obvious guy in line. I'm fighting for the number one contender spot right now, but like it means more to me to beat him than it does to win the belt against somebody else, you know? So if that could happen, like if I can fucking get in, smash this guy Langer and make that Carlos fight happen, that would be ideal.
And what is it about Carlos that you want to go in and beat him so badly? Is it because he's such a big star, is his experience, or is it someone that you just looked at and you want to test yourself against?
I used to spar him on the shoot 10 years ago. So literally 10 years ago, right about now, um, I moved over in July 2014, I think. And we were sparring quite a bit when I first moved over. So I was really light. I was only about 86, 87 kilos. And he was a pretty big lad, but not huge. I think he was a middleweight back then as well. But it was mostly him battering me. Now I won a few rounds, and I did all right, but like, I was like had a decent jab and fuck all else really. So I was able to like touch him a little bit, but then he'd like overhand me and come in and take me down and just batter me against the cage or whatever. Um, but one or two sessions I was doing pretty well, and this one particular fucking time, uh, he caught me like sorry, I was jabbing the head off him. I probably won the first like round and a half, and he just caught me a huge overhand. And then he shot in on a single leg, and I was like framing, hopping backwards, and he tried to like kick the leg out, and I jumped over his like kick out, if you get me. And as I did, I landed on my toes, and my ankle just fully collapsed under and like snapped badly. So that was the original fucking ATFL injury. That I haven't had an ATFL since then, so that's been gone for about 10 years now. And I still have to strap. Like if I'm going to kick heavy, there's a couple of like at times it just stays in place, but then there's times where it'll just the bone will move around a lot. And I just have to strap it on a daily basis. So for like 60% of the year, I have to strap that ankle just to keep the bone in place, and especially if I'm going to do like a lot of kicking. And that's it's not 100% his fault. It's my fault. I fucking jumped over his leg at the end of the day, but like. I think of that cunt a lot, so I would like to batter him. Yeah, like, also, he was just a bit of a dick afterwards. Like, he never came over and was like, "Oh, you're all right, any of that shit." Like, and he speaks English. He's not like not able to talk to me, so it was like a little bit of a lack of respect. And it's like, "Here, mate, I'm the big cunt now. I'm the skill cunt. Come, fucking take me on." But like deep down, I feel like he's a bit of a pussy and he won't do it. But if I can force his hand, so if I can keep smashing lads, make myself a big name over there, make it a thing, I think it's like he either loses a little bit of face with the fans because, I'm clearly the guy and he won't take me on, or he does it and he gets fucked up. So I have to make that the situation now.
Yeah, and that obviously with the next fight in Germany, so this I like this. It's a little bit of revenge. The lack of respect kind of is strange to me because obviously I'm around MMA fighters a lot, gyms, stuff like that, and it's all about respect. You're always going to get one or two dickheads kind of among the scene, but the fact that you didn't even ask were you all right because fighter safety is the most important thing, whether you're sparring, fighting, that is the most important.
Yeah, generally speaking, as you go on as a pro, you meet more and more dickheads. And the higher level you get to, the more like self-obsessed people are. So you get less and less of that, like people being fucking human. More kind of ego type shit gets into it. But at the same time, look, he's there to train for his fight. He's doing what he's doing. It's on you to protect yourself in a way. So fair enough. But like now it's time. We're in a different situation. It's 10 years later. Give me my shot. Let me show you. Let me show you what I am now. That'll be like to me, it's kind of like I won't hold that against you unless you don't give me this fucking opportunity. And then if you don't, you're a fucking pussy. Because now it's like shoes on the other foot or whatever. It's kind of like it's my time to whoop your ass back, bitch. Give me my shot. Like, yeah,
Yeah, it's also like obviously you'll be able to see where you've come from 10 years ago as well. With this, obviously, this is going to be more than a spar if this fight does transpire over the next coming months. But
I would like sparring in London shoot was like a fight. It was much
yeah,
more. That's what I mean. Is in like they're not being like, oh shit, you okay? The atmosphere there was different and not bad, just different. Like it was you're there to fuck each other up and you're there to like you're a fighter, you go in, you smash this cunt, he's there to smash you, let's go. And in a way it's kind of like there's less bullshit around it because you don't have to fucking like not that you don't there's a little bit of you have to pander to people's egos when you're going light, whereas when it's accepted that you're going full on, it's like, look, I'm going to hit you, you're going to hit me back, may a better man win. It's more straightforward. Like I
yeah,
prefer it in a way. And like, look, you can't do it all day, every day. But when fucking, when it's just stripped down to like, he's gonna have a go, you're gonna have a go, see what happens. Cool. Now there's no bullshit. There's no like, oh, buddy, you were going too hard, or you're doing this. Fuck off. It's like, because a lot of the time you'll like completely outpoint somebody in a skillful way, and they're like, oh, bro, you're going too hard. You're like, you're just getting touched up because you're being shit at this, right? Yeah. Whereas like if it's like, okay, we're just gonna go full on and you're touching somebody up, it's kind of like you don't have an excuse anymore. You can't. It's like it's on you to defend yourself, man.
yeah. It's
And it's not necessarily just like knocking the shit out of somebody, but it's like I'm demonstrating where you have holes here, and you have to acknowledge them. You can't just like delude yourself by saying somebody's going too hard.
because you'll never improve if you can't recognize your own holds and with that kind of sparring.
Yeah. And you'll never improve if you don't like take a step back and go a lot lighter sometimes and do mostly like, look, I'm advocating all this shit, but I'm saying like 80% of your work should be technique. It should be like slow drilling and like movement and understanding where you're going to put your weight and all that type of stuff. But when it's time to go a little bit, yeah, go, test, see, it's an experiment. We're going to try shit. It's like, oh, that didn't work. Why didn't that work? Okay, let's do this, this, this. But it's like, oh, it didn't work because, like, you're big and you were going hard. It's like, maybe it's leverage, maybe it's timing, maybe it's fucking something else. As in, I just get a little bit pissed off when people constantly use excuses of like, you know, oh, you're long, you're tall, you're whatever. It's like, mate, if you're using fucking like, you see longer guys getting fucked all the time. There's no advantage inherently in being long unless you know how to use it. Like, and like, why can fucking, there's a lot of guys who are a hell of a lot longer than me that I can touch up really easily. It's just like, there's a fucking, you know, there's a way of doing this thing, like.
And they're obviously going to come across people that are going to be long in a fight, and they're going to be fighting different shapes,
Yeah, it's
different
an attitude thing, man. It's just an attitude thing.
and is that something that you feel has crept in more recently compared to years ago?
I don't know, it just depends on the individual. Sorry, like I'm getting fucking out of hand, but like, no, I think like you'll get people who always have really fucking, they'll put everything on themselves. And I think those are the people that will progress more. So like, if somebody fucks me up, it's my problem.
Yeah,
Do you get me? So like, if anybody can fucking touch me up or like do well against me, I have to look at what I'm doing. Now I can examine it's like, what's he doing to in that situation? What's he, how's he countering that movement? How's he doing this thing? But it's not like, oh, that guy's the problem. That guy's the fucking beacon of light because he's showing you where you need to fucking be, like, or he's showing you where the hole is. You didn't know about it until today. Today you found out you're fucked. If this thing happens, like, you know what I mean? So it's like, well, there's a chance to close the window or like, to, shut that thing down to now know next time this happens, I'm going there and I'm doing this. And you can drill your way, like, all right, let's examine that situation and let's go back to that 80% of like, let's break it down technically, let's find out where we're at there and let's discover. And like, now there's a hole there. When that gets exposed, I do this, this, and this. Okay, cool. Now there's no longer a big hole there. Now we're on to the next thing. And that's how you progress. It's like, all right, now he doesn't beat me at step one. He might be like training the sequence together and he might get step four. Okay, fuck, how do we stop that? And it's like boom, 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 boom. And that's what high level fighting should be about. But where there's an ego involved and people feel like, oh, well, fuck, oh, that's a problem. You're just doing that. It's like, yeah, mate, fucking learn how to not let me do that. You can't, like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Learn how to defend it, basically.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And examine like what you're doing that could just be better. Like, like your reaction needs to improve, not my fucking actual thing. Like,
Yeah, no, I completely get it. But going forward, obviously you've got the fight with Pavel. What do you think of your opponent? I've seen a couple of clips of you saying you're going to smash him. There's been a couple of good clips of you. What was it? Would you rather meet a bear or something, or a man in the woods or something in the bear? And then it was you. You're coming
yeah,
in,
that's that lad on Instagram. It's good.
yeah, verifying facts. I think it is MMA
Yeah,
verifying
he's cool.
facts. I like his page. But what do you make of your opponent? Obviously, you want to go and get the finish. What do you think of him altogether?
He's an easy guy to underestimate. So I've watched, you know, all of his last few fights, and when I first got this confirmed, I spent a lot of time looking at him. Um, it's weird because he wins fights that it seems like he shouldn't. So when you originally watch him, you're like, this guy, there's not much there. He gets hit a lot. He's quite slow. He's long. He's awkward. He generates power at weird angles. But as it goes on, the more of him I watch, the more I realize, like, shit, there's kind of a fucking pattern here of he gets badly hurt, the guy unloads on him, the guy's exhausted, and then he comes back and wins the fight, not very impressively. Um, and now his last fight, he knocked the guy out. And it was pretty like he's getting absolutely battered, and he managed to knock the dude out after getting battered for about 4 minutes, where it looked like he was going to be out a load of times, but he just weathered it, stayed calm. And in fairness, that's one thing he's really good at. He stays calm when he's under a lot of pressure. So like the dude's experienced, he's a solid fighter, but he's very hittable. And if you stay composed while you're picking him apart and you don't blow your load too early, there's going to be a hell of a lot of opportunities to finish him. Um, I think if you unload a bit too much and you allow him like to have that like energy surplus against you, yeah, he's going to do the basic smart things that a fighter should do. And he's not bad at that. He stays composed in those situations where he's badly hurt. He's actually better when he's badly hurt than he is when he's like fresh. So like that's why he gets fucked in most of his fights. He does really stupid shit when he's not fucking like when he's just at the start of the fight, he tends to do really like, you know, run in with his head wide open and just get slapped around a bit. Once he gets hurt, he's a lot more smart and tactical. And that's good, like fair play to him. I just feel like as long as I'm not an idiot, there's a hell of a lot of opportunity there to fuck the guy up over a long period of time. I've got 15 minutes to fuck you, and I will. And it's whether like I can stay composed enough to continue to pick those shots and just land. And like one thing I've been working on a hell of a lot recently, just because I could do pads before I could grapple. So I was back doing pads for about 6 weeks before I was able to fully grapple again. And I was just working those kind of like kill shots with Unplug and the high performance team. And he's all about getting the hip and like fully connecting with the backhand. Um, and yeah, you can feel it when you do. Like even when I'm back doing a small bit of sparring now, and you're trying to be somewhat fucking decent to your training partner, but at the same time, I'm loaded for that shot all the time now. And I'm loaded in a way where it's like bang, and I'm back out. I can compose again. So I feel like I'm in a really good place to absolutely smash this and like just, get that nice clean finish. It's on me to go in there and demonstrate that now. But like it's the thing of doing that in front of 60,000 people is incredibly exciting. that's what's getting me cheated up at the moment. Like, so there's a buzz here. There's like, to me, you know, this is why you fucking stayed fighting. This is why you're still doing this. It's like, yeah, man, stadium shows, 60,000. You get to go out there and be Will fucking Fleury in front of those fans and smash a cunt and then lay down the law and be like, yeah, I'm the motherfucker in this division. I am that guy. Come, get it. Like, and I do like, look, I feel like the fans over there are going to eat that shit up. Like, that's the thing. To me, like, I know it seems a bit, but like, I just have to be myself. So you go out there that night, you'd like just go and be what you've worked to be. You're this guy. Go out there and fucking just be Will Fleury, and people are gonna eat that shit up. Like, so I'm very excited, but at the same time, I've been through a lot of like you're feeling the buzz, feeling the buzz, feeling the buzz, and then some shit happens, like the guy pulls out or whatever. I feel like with this one, even if somebody does, like even if he does fuck it, they'll probably get somebody else. So I'm very excited, and I feel like it should happen.
Yeah, no, 60,000 people is a lot of people. And like that, especially when you go over to the other side of Europe, where a lot of these guys are from. Like you said, you're going to be authentically you. And I think you will appeal to that sort of a crowd as well, because you're no bullshit. You're straight to the point, like a lot of those guys from the Czech, from Poland, from Germany, whatever. Um, but when you go over there, like, would that be the biggest crowd that you fought in front of?
Yeah, by a long way. Like I think I did 11,000 in South Africa the time I fought in Pretoria because they were opening a new stadium down there and it was a big deal and all that. I'm not sure if there was 11 like I was earlier. I don't think I was prelims. I think I was actually main card for that fight. Um, but I don't know if the crowd was full, so there was probably about 9 or 10,000, and then in the tree arena I've done 9 or 10,000. But yeah, like this is 4 or 5 times that, like so it's by far the biggest crowd I've ever fought in front of.
And obviously, going into this is going to be one of the highlights of your career, going in and fighting. And like you said, this is what you've done for. This is what you've been working for. Um, his approach sounds kind of like the Homer Simpson approach to fighting. That he weathered the storm. I actually watched that. He weathered it. He was up against the cage for ages, and then he just pops up with a knee, and then it was over. Do you think
Hmm.
fighters, once they get people up against the cage like that, get too excited, and you think that's the problem that he's been able to capitalize on, that they start throwing wild, they start
Yeah.
unloading, get tired, and then he just picks the shot correctly.
One thing he's been really good at is absorbing damage and staying composed. Like at first I was like, is he playing possum a little bit here? No, he's genuinely hurt. Look at his legs. He's actually fucked. Like, but he stays quite calm when he is fucked. He doesn't start swinging back crazy. He shells up. He tries to get the guys to come closer, and as soon as they do, overhook and grab over. So he just shuts down their ability to do any damage to him then. And then he kind of sucks them in and he starts throwing those elbows in. Like, he's not terrible in the tight clinch either. So it seems to be a tactic consistently of his to like not allow the guy to hurt him, but to pause him quite well when he is hurt, allow the guy to unload, not take that much damage, even though he is absorbing shots still. But in fairness, he takes them. He takes shots well. He's got a good chin on him. That's why I'm like, look, you hit this guy, you might hit him well once or twice. He might not go down. Don't be deterred. You're just picking your shot, picking your shot, picking your shot. I can easily do pads for half an hour. I can knock the fuck out of this lad for 15 minutes. You know what I mean? So like it is that you're throwing them kill shots. He's not down. Cool. Let's go again. Boom. It's like stay relaxed, stay composed, just keep picking, picking, picking. You're chopping down a tree is the way to look at it. And just like keep fucking chipping away at that wood. The tree's gonna fall eventually. And I feel like look, like obviously since I've gotten a bit bigger, there is just more power there, and you do just have that like snap. And one thing like I've maintained I've like if anything, I've probably gotten faster since I've gotten a bit bigger. But like just the physics of it. It's like if you control at the same fucking speed that you could when you were 10 kilos lighter, yeah, you're landing with a lot more momentum and force. Like, and obviously because I've been doing so much pad work recently, probably I've improved the speed and I've improved that little bit of snap in my nervous system and even just like getting the knuckles down in the right place then, and just being that little bit more precise. So I've no doubt that I can put them out and that I can put them out quickly if I land the right shots at the right time. But it's about being relaxed enough. And if you're not, okay, keep picking, keep finding that spot, keep finding that area like where you need to just touch, 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 flow. And one thing that I've been like working on a lot, and even I can feel it when I'm doing the pad work. It's like sometimes I just get into a flow, and it happens to me a lot more when I'm sparring. Like where I'll just start stalking guys and kind of keeping in, and like you're moving, and you just feel it. It's like the next shot's going to be there, and your brain, it's subconscious. It's like your brain knows where the next shot's about to be. You don't have to even like fucking. You're not aware. You're just read like it's like you're observing it. You're just like boom, oh there it is, boom, there it is. I'm excited about being able to put myself in that mind space to go in there and do that because that would be beautiful. And especially in front of 50,000 people or 60 or whatever fucking thousand people it is, right? To be able to find that flow, which I've done previously. Like I felt that honestly, like a lot of spars, but against Conor McClurkin as well. I remember just being in this real like relaxed, didn't matter a fuck, and then boom, the knockout came. And then like a couple of other times within fights where I've just felt real like the second round against your man Anthony Solomon as well. I remember just feeling like, yeah, we're playing. It's just fucking cool. Like, let's go. And like, I didn't quite find that kill shot against him, but it was there. Like, as in, I was landing a nice shot. Like, my timing was nice. I was picking nice, but I felt very composed and relaxed in that fight. It was nice. So I feel like now I have a better fucking skill set. I have a little bit more oomph behind things, and I'm excited about being able to go in there and demonstrate that and finding that like little bit of flow.
Yeah, and I can't wait to see. Obviously, we're all big fans of you over here. Um, and when you go over to do that, we're obviously going to be behind you, and then you've got him in front of you. If you can put him out, that obviously you are next, I would presume, for the title. Like it's a number one contender shot, and like if you were able to put someone out in front of a crowd like that, I think that would just like they'd be in awe of it. And then, like you said, the championship fight is next. Hopefully, he doesn't retire. Hopefully you get to exact that revenge for the injury. But we'll see what happens. We've only a few minutes left, so I'm going to talk to like how's it been with Oktagon since you've actually joined them? How have you found them dealing with them and stuff like that, etc.
Yeah, overall, I love it. So, like, I know that they've shut down their English Irish, or well, not shut down, but they've kind of like they've pulled away a little bit from the England Ireland thing, and I understand why they've done that because the shows weren't selling that well in England. I do think there's a huge opportunity from Ireland though. So, look, if I go over there and I smash this guy and show what I am, I feel like there's going to be a buzz no matter what. And they didn't have anybody as high level as me within the rest of their English Irish team, if you know what I mean. And I think they were trying to build guys who weren't quite there in their career yet. I'm very much there. I've been to the Bellator, I've been to the PFL. I'm fucking, I was undefeated in the PFL. I was fucking like, I'm at a level where it's like, yeah, I can legitimately go and do shit. We can get a buzz behind this if you give me the opportunity to. So if I go over there and do this, and then there's another show and we get a fucking title shot and I win that belt, I think there's a lot of potential to do shows in Ireland eventually. And I don't know if they see that yet, but I see it. Because I know Irish fans are gonna get behind this. Especially like I'm the only Irish fighter with Octagon at the moment. And it's gonna create a bit of a stir. Like there's gonna be a good viral clip of a knockout there. There's gonna be a buzz behind that. I'm gonna make that shit happen. And that will breed something. It will breed an opportunity. So it's on them to capitalize on that. And I'm very excited about what could happen. But the main thing is get in there and smash the next guy and continue to do that again and again and again. But like, I want to fucking fight in Ireland again sooner or later. Might not be close, but eventually that's going to happen. And like, they're doing incredible shows across. They're fucking amazing. Like, even this opportunity to go to Frankfurt, it's fucking class. I'm pumped for that. But to bring that back to Ireland, that'd be a legacy thing to me. Like, you know, that would be huge. That would like right now I'm loving it. I'm enjoying the buzz of it all. But like I think that would be pretty fucking emotional for me, as in like to me that would be like career defining type shit of like, yeah, you're the guy who got Octagon to fucking come to Ireland, like you were their champ. You fucking solidified yourself over there. You went over there, you left the fucking legacy with those people, and now you came back home and showed what you were at home again. Like, because I kind of like, look, I fought in a three arena three times. I won two fights. I lost one. I just feel like I didn't do myself fucking justice. Like, I never fucking got to show Irish fans fully what I was, if you know what I mean. And okay, there's people involved in the scene that kind of know me and respect me and all that type of shit. But like, I feel a little bit like there's a fucking, and look, you never fully get, you know, there's no fairness, like, or not fairness, but like, life's not a fucking fairy tale, obviously. I feel like there's an opportunity to make it that though within this. And I'm gonna smash whoever the fuck I need to smash to make that happen. So look, it's exciting, but main thing, you're going to Frankfurt. It's gonna be 50 or 60,000 people over there. Give them a fucking show. Go, be that guy. Be the guy who finds his flow. Be beautiful, be vicious. Get in there and smash Langer, you know? And I'm like, it's weird, like I'm probably not expressing it the right way, but like I'm extremely grateful for that opportunity and I'm very excited about that opportunity. But it's what that will lead to is what's really fucking gearing me up now. It's like we beyond that, there's so much more there. And that's why like even like you're asking me about Oktagon. Yeah. Like any little issue I've ever had with them, I don't give a fuck right now because it's like those things are on the table. As long as that's on the table, as long as you're the guys who are actually going to give me the chance to do these things, we're cool. I'll like whenever you need me, give me a call because I'll be the crazy cunt who'll do it. Like, look, my hand's fucking. It was in bits, right? I was trying to fight your man Langer in Bratislava in July. Like, you know, my hand was still a balloon. I was only out of a cast a couple of weeks. Like, I couldn't fully hit with it. Like, but I was like, yeah, I'll do it, and I would have. Like, genuinely, I would have. I think I've proved that I'm that guy now. So as long as they keep giving me those chances, and I will keep showing what I am, we're gonna do incredible things together.
Yeah, no, like that would be a legacy fairy tale thing to bring them back. But like I said, you have to concentrate on just what's in front of you now, because that's the next step to get there. It'd be great if they did come to Ireland. We all know what the crowds are like. We all get behind everyone. But I can't wait to see your upcoming fight. I'm gonna let you go because we're running out of time here. But I want to thank you so much for your time. I'll be talking to you probably in messages before the fight. Anyways, I'll be watching the fight when it happens. Is there anything you want to say before you go?
Just yeah, tune in, watch it. Like as in, like this thing. Um, I feel an onus to put on a show now. There's 50 or 60,000 people that are after buying tickets for this. I feel like a little bit of like, yeah, I'm excited to put on a show for you fuckers. Like, so maybe there'll be a viral clip out there as well if you don't want to fucking pay 10 quid for the pay-per-view or whatever. But like, yeah, my main thing would just be like, okay, keep following this. Keep looking at what I'm doing. Even if you're not gonna come like fucking go to Frankfurt, whatever, just keep an eye on me. Watch what I'm at. It's gonna be special. I'm gonna do something fucking big. Don't worry. As in like there's a thing now of like if you get a good run here, like look, I've been fucking a long time undefeated now. And I'm getting like more and more clinical. Like I had what, 5 decisions in a row and then I finished the last guy. So it's a 6 fight streak now. But like if you look at the 5 decisions, I dropped everyone except Jocko within those fights. So like none of them were close fights except the Jocko fight. I was beating the shit. Like I didn't fucking lose a round besides in that Jocko fight. And I feel like if I fought any of the guys who beat me previously now, I would absolutely fucking smash them. Like, look, a couple of those are at middleweights, and those guys are still middleweight. But like, you know, I feel like this is the fucking other thing, right? And this is something I was thinking about the other day, and I know it's a slightly separate thing. I don't know who the fuck in this country can beat me. I don't know who the fuck anywhere can beat me right now. Like I was thinking about this the other day. It's like you give me 4 ounce gloves and put me in a cage. Nobody on this fucking island beats the shit out of me anyway. I don't know if anyone anywhere does. And look, there might be fucking a guy out there, like, as in, I'd love the chance to test that, basically. So, you know, that's what I'm about now. It's like, give me this chance to go and find out who the fuck can. Because I know where I'm at. And it's fucking, you know, it's high level right now. And I want the opportunity to go and prove that again and again and again and again. And I know I don't have that long left. I'm 35 right now. I want to be out of this before I'm 40. But